if someone told me 5 or 10 years ago that I'd be sitting here at Houston-Tillotson University, I'd probably look them square into the soles of their windows of their eyes and tell them, you're a liar. See, I wasn't like most kids growing up. I didn't have what you call a childhood. While most kids was playing with music instruments, cameras, even doing audio on reading tapes. I, on the other hand, was playing with the 9 1/4 inch ball of leather. I see people looking around like, what is he talking about? Well, I looked it up on Google before I came in here, so that's how I know. But one thing I did know for certain was that I wanted to play Major League Baseball. How many people here today can say that they knew what they wanted to be as a child and work each day to get to that goal? How many people here had to give up going to family gatherings like weddings, funerals, parties even, because they had to go to tournaments? How many people here gave up as a child eating sweets like candy, sodas, fast food, and even got up at 5 o'clock in the morning with a garbage bag wrapped around their body because they had to go run to lose weight? These sacrifices taught me that there's 3 principles to life. The first principle is what I like to call the G, or the going. Very seldom do you get somewhere in life without knowing where you're going. At age 5, I knew exactly where I wanted to go. And at age 12, I had nowhere to go. I had nowhere or nothing. Nowhere, nothing, or nobody. Nowhere, nothing, nobody, and no how. No, you get the point. Basically what I'm trying to say is, at age 12, when Katrina hit, I lost it all. It's hard to come to grips at such a young age, like age 12, that there's no more school, no more neighborhood, your family's dislocated, well, relocated I should say, but some of my family was dislocated due to injuries. There's no more church, but for me, there's no more baseball. I mean, this is all I love, but yet, out of all this, my dream still lives on. This is what brought me to my second principle of life, the O, or overcoming. Life would mean very little if every time a challenge stared you in your face, you turned away from it. Overcoming is not just a 10-letter word of motivation. Overcoming is that voice in the back of your head that tells you to keep going when everything around you says to stop. Overcoming is turning nothing into everything. Overcoming for me was becoming from a boy to being a man. Overcoming for me personally was realizing that my mother couldn't make it to every game because she had to work 2 jobs to support 2 children by herself. For me, it was realizing that I had to be homeless for a year. That it was realizing for me that I had to live in a house with 30 plus people and 3 dogs. For me, it was necessary. For me, it was a must. Because everything I aspired to be in my future was clean cut. So everything in my past seemed to turn to dust. But, I mean, honestly, this is where I am now. Looking at where I am now, you might ask, how did something like a bat and a ball help me to overcome? Well, let me tell you, I wasn't always the man you see today. I was on the wrong path. I was on the path of gangs, drugs, guns, violence, and crime. But baseball seemed to bring me out from all of that. Baseball took me from the reality of having nothing. It took me from the reality of being abused, being mistreated, being ridiculed, being alone. Baseball filled that void that I never had. It really taught me a lot. It taught me that I was really meant to do this. I was meant to play baseball. Nothing in this world, I believe, can stop me. Not Katrina, not a fracture in my spine, not even a college coach that cuts me after going 4 for 7 with 6 stolen bases in tryouts. I mean, not to brag or anything, 2 weeks before tryouts, I got flown to Minnesota to play teams like Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Chicago, countries all across the world, Japan, because I was sponsored by the Houston Astros because they seen something in me. They seen something in me to pick me across the country out of over 250 kids in the greater Texas state area to play on a team of 12, but yet I get here and get cut. This brought me to my third and final principle of what I call determination, or the D. Determination, if you break that word down, you get two words within itself, determ and a nation. Determine meaning to decide. A nation comes from the word imagination, which means to piece together thoughts in order to ability to form ideas. Exactly. How determined are each one of you in here in fulfilling your wildest imaginations? Personally, I'm so hungry to succeed, adversity for me is just an appetizer. Obstacles is an entree, and determination is my dessert. I like to tell myself a lot of times, if something's worth it, it won't be easy. If something is easy, it probably ain't worth it. If you want something bad enough, you make it a necessity. And if you don't need it, you probably don't deserve it. The truth is, the things you want in life the most hurt the most. It's just how much are you willing to suffer? Personally, I can tell you about suffering. I lost it all. I lost everything I ever had, everything I ever knew. I had to start over. Suffering is necessary in order to elevate. I suffered the most. Personally, again, suffering for me was so bad that when I lost it all, coming here to college and being cut from a baseball team, after I had strived my whole life to this level, I get cut. That suffering brought me back to the days when I was in Katrina. I know how it feels to lose. But really, I started to analyze my life and analyze myself. In actuality, I never lost. In fact, I gained. I gained strength. I gained wisdom. I gained understanding. I gained knowledge. I gained intellect. And in 3 years here at Houston-Tillotson University, I'm going to gain my degree. In 3 years, I'm going to the MLB. Because as long as I keep my principles as G-O-D, can't nothing in this world stop me. Thank you.